Yes, here it is. Okay, so as per the request of this practice today, we are going to learn to use the AJAX as a control, and we are going to implement different solutions. And to make you understand what the effect of the AJAX is and why we might need an AJAX actually, to clarify the use of the AJAX more and more. Let's start with a simple application that actually use the timer, use the different control that causes actually reloading the page again and again and again, which we can easily avoid when we use the Ajax. Okay, to do so, task number one is asking us to create actually a train and registration form, which is actually manifesting the use of the Ajax as a control. From within the same task. Before we do it intact like it is, actually, I'm going to just implement a solution via which we see a shortness that can be actually solved when we use the Ajax. Yeah. Okay. Um, let's dig in. Let's dig in. Actually, it's much better to start with the task number two, but let's start. Let's start this Visual Studio, our IDE. I'm gonna start a new website. C# empty website. I'm not gonna modify the location. Okay, here we are in. Actually, I'm gonna start by creating the first interface. Add content page, web form. Okay, I'm gonna get, okay, just confirm that. Then after I'm gonna rename it. Yes, here it is. I'm gonna rename it to make it home. Okay, great. So design view, just change design view. Okay, mostly welcome. I'm gonna insert, let's say, the first control. I'm gonna say label. I'm gonna insert label. Okay, this label, I'm gonna change the text to welcome to our welcome let's say, web training training portal. Okay, great. I'm gonna make some formatting. I'm gonna format the full P to make it center. Okay, then after the text, it's a format. Font, I'm gonna maximize. Change the color maybe. Okay, great. So it's enough. In here, خلاص, I'm gonna save this, sorry, the modifications. Yes, done. In here, actually, down a little bit. I'm gonna say, for the training, actually, I'm gonna insert another label to make the thing more coherent and more understandable. Why we are doing that? Why we are using the label? I'm gonna say the training starts. Training start starts on at. I'm gonna say at starts at. Okay. In front of that, or down, just down, I'm going to insert a timer. In front of that, I'm going to insert a timer. The timer, I'm going to just search for that. I may find it here actually under the AJAX controls or in AJAX extensions. This is the timer. Without doing anything, I'll stop at this level. Straightforward. I'm going to save. and test this view. Actually, it is telling me that there is a problem here that I require the script manager. We learned and we saw in theory that the script manager is the link in between every single AJAX functionality and the script tool, the script control toolbox or toolkit, the library, the DLL, the library which defines the totality of the functions or the functionalities under the AJAX. What does mean? Means in these actually where here actually, let me go to the source toolbox, the same extension, the same AJAX extensions. I'm going to search for script manager. Here it is, and I'm going to drag and drop it in the body. In the body here. Here is the body. Okay, the body. I'm going to save. I drag and drop here, and I'm going to save. Okay. Now I come back to the design. Here it is. The script manager is visible to us. Nothing. Only this one. Now let's run again. We have no, it's not the same error. Now it is saying that the script manager has to be placed inside the form tag. It's another problematic view. What is it? The problem is the script manager has to be inside the form, not outside the form. So I'm going to insert it inside the form, not before, inside. So here, after the form, here. See, the form is before. It's inside the form now. Close, save first, design, view in browser. Yes, our content is very well. Where is our timer? Where is our timer? It's not visible to us. There is another adjustment that you have to do. Let's do it. To do so, I'm gonna highlight this timer, and then after from the right click properties, let's do it. Properties. The interval, it is set to be 60 thousandths, means it's 60 seconds, 1 minute. No, I don't know. We need it for only 1,000, means 1 second, 1,000 milliseconds. So it's 1 second. It's 1,000 milliseconds, means it's 1 second. Let me save, and let's test again. See here, it is being loaded. It is loaded. The page is loading again and again and again. We are not seeing a timer. We are not seeing a timer. Nothing is there. Yet the page is loading again and again and again. Every 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is every 1 second. It is loading again and again and again. We can modify it. I'm going to set it to be every 2 seconds. 2 seconds means 2 thousandths. Okay, I'm going to save. Test again. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Actually, it is 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds, exactly. Every 2 seconds it goes. It goes every 2 seconds. So that's great. So the first step has been succeeded. We are integrating the label. We are inserting the label, but we are not seeing anything. Why? Because this label is a control. This is an extension. It's not the counter. The counter to display it, I'm going to insert a label. What does this mean? Means when I test, it is loading. It is changing the time. But what is the time? The time when we are setting it, where is it? I'm going to insert a label for that. To display the timer. Okay, the label here. This is the label. What is the name? Name is label 3. Label 3. So on the timer here, double click. I'm going to say label 3. Label 3 dot text equals date time time dot now dot too long time. Yeah, string here. Okay, خلاص. Stop. So I save, and I come back to home. Save also. Run. Yes, at the beginning it's empty, but then later on it appears. See, every 2 seconds, it changes. 50, 52, 54, every 2 seconds. Why? Because we set it to change every 2 seconds. The timer changes every 2000 milliseconds. So I'm going to change it to 1 second. 1000. Okay. Not only that, not only that. Besides of that, the label when we start, see, when we start, it is empty, yes, and then after it appears. No, we need it from the beginning, it starts. So if I change the timer to be, for example, every 5 seconds, 5000, save, one, it is nothing. It is not, what is the text? What is the timer? No, it will not appear only after 5 seconds. Yes, here it is.
مستر
Yes, tell me.
أروى ما مدخلنها ما
What does
قبلتها
it mean, أروى ما مدخلينها? What does it mean?
ما قبلتها
وليش داخلة متأخرة أصلا؟ Here it is, she is here, yes. أروى, why you are coming now? I'll come back to you after the recording, Arwa. I'll see why you are coming late. So, we continue. Come on. Okay, I said that the timer has to appear from the beginning. From the beginning, the timer has to appear. See, it's not visible here. Only after 5 seconds, it will. Yes, it will appear. Great. So we need it to appear from the beginning. How to do so? The same thing here. When we type the label 3 has to receive the time, we'll set it not only in the timer, but also again in the page load. So I'm going to copy this statement simply. Just copy and paste it here. Simple. Okay. Come back to my home. Test the browser immediately. Yes. And let's fix it to change every 1 second. Every 1 second, the timer to change its process. Every 1 second means 1000 milliseconds. Okay, enter, save, and let's test. Yes, absolutely, it works very fine. 1 second, it changes. Okay, I'm going to change the size. I'm going to change the size. But before I change the size, see, it is loading. Every 1 second, the full page is loading, is being loaded. Let's change the font size here, this label 3. Okay, it's okay. Let's change that. Let's check again. Still, it's small. Okay, let's test again. Much better, much better. So timer is, this is the time. Every 1 second it gets changed. It's working like a timer, but the full page is being loaded. It's not what we want. We do not have to submit the, sorry, submit the full page. Yes, no, we need to submit only what we need and only the portion of the page that we need. So the AJAX do that. What does it mean? Means only we need to update the timer. Only the timer to be updated. The full page does not have to be updated. To do so, we're not going to, let's say, let the page be loaded like that. So we are going. Let me just check who. I mean, Arwa, Arwa. Okay, Arwa, Arwa. Okay, To do so, actually, to control this timer, we are not going to let the page work like it is, but we're going to insert. We're going to insert this timer inside an update template. What does it mean? So let me swap here to the source code. What is our timer? This is our timer. We are going to put this timer and the label, both of them, inside an update template. What is this update template? Let me just search for it. Update panel, here it is. Update panel, not update. Yes, it is the one. That's the one we need. And inside, let me put it here. Let me just insert it. Come on. Yes, for example, here. And inside of this update panel, we're going to input our, let's say, our content, let's say, template. Content template, here it is. I'm going to close it. That's it. And I'm going to drag this timer here, plus this label also. I'm doing drag and drop only. So the timer and the label, they are both inside the content template, and this content template is inside the update panel. Let's test again now. Save, design view. Let's test nothing. The interface is the same. Let's test. The time is changing. The page is not being submitted. See, I highlight now. The page is the same. I can highlight everything, but it does not change. I highlight everything, but it does not change because only the timer has been, this portion only, the portion of the timer is being updated only every 1 second. Every 1 second, the timer is being updated. So unless you have any questions, please just you declare. So what I'm gonna modify actually in order to bring the actually to answer the task number 2, it is asking us to design the application based on the use of the AJAX in order to finalize a process, a runner process, or a list of runner processes. And once they are being finished, a message has to be declared, has to be actually notified, has to be displayed. What does it mean? There have to be a loading behavior, and once the loading has finished, there have to be a message displayed to us. To do so, let's start with the framework, with the components that they actually build this behavior. I'm going to insert a button. Here it is. There's the button. I'm going to maximize the width and change the text to process or start process. Start process. Start process. Great. Done. And I'm going to insert a label. Not insert the label. I'm going to insert the same label of the timer, to display the message which is actually we are required here to display it. A message to say that it has been finished, process finished, process done. So to do so, the label we have here is the timer's label is label 3, and let's do that. So double click on the button click. So I'm going to say label 3, yes, dot text equals, in double quotation, process done. Okay, typo here, done. Okay, great. Save. I'm going to say, come back here, save also, and let's test. So still we are just build the right constructing. Still, actually, it is saying protected label 3. What's the error here? Expected semicolon. He's saying yes, exactly. Double click again, semicolon here. Yes. Save, come back, test. Great. So our timer works very fine. Nothing is loaded. The page is not being loaded again and again. No, only the timer. Only the timer. When I click the start process, process has been done. Still process has done. Click start process has done. Start process has done. So it is not like that, but this is what it has to happen. But once we click start process, there have to be some activity to do, and then after the label here has to show only process done. This is the where we will see the AJAX in action. So to do so, see, the first thing to do when I click the start process here, it will not wait for 1 second. I will make the counter sleep. In the sense of this counter will be terminated. It will not keep counting. It will stop. Then after we'll continue our process. So I come back on this start process, double click. I may do it here before. When I say system dot threading, yes, dot thread dot sleep. Let's give it a period of time. Let's let it sleep for 5 seconds. 5 seconds means 5,000 milliseconds, like this. So done. And then after this process done, it will be displayed to us for 5 seconds. Let's do that. Let's test. It is running very fine. Now let's click. 5 seconds. Yes, process done. Loading. Yes, process done. That's great. So it is yes, obeying to our orders. To show that a particular process on the AJAX, I'll come back to the AJAX actually to show the process that we need to terminate here in this page. Let's come to the ASP here, and in here, let's say under here, and in this location maybe, yes, we are going to add an updater here. Actually, update progress. This update progress. It is actually an AJAX a progress that shows progress, no more no less. So I'm gonna use the in order to have a good control. I'm gonna use the source view, or let's say the split view. I'm gonna click where here. Yes, here it is. So this is my place. In here, I'm gonna insert my my progress. My update progress. Double click. Here it is. Subdivided. In between, I'm gonna add a progress template, like we added the content template earlier. Here we're going to add progress template. That's good. So here in here. In here, we are going to do, we're going to put anything we want. So see, I'm going to put 3 dots. I'm going to say loading 3 dots. Okay, keep it like that. I'm going to test now before I continue. Okay, here, right click, view in browser. Nothing is visible. The counter is working. I'm going to click start process. See, process done, but did not appear, did not make my script appear yet. So the loading did not show to me. What I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna replace the text. This load in here, I'm gonna say yes. Okay. Um, I'm gonna replace this loading, this text here with the label. Just let me replace it with the label because it has to appear. Actually, there is an issue. Let me investigate that. So the label here, I'm gonna replace the text here label with the loading. Okay, here it is. Let's visualize again. Nothing is there. The counter is working very fine. Progress still did not load. Did not show. Okay. Let me check the location. There is space here. It's okay. Update panel. Yes. Content. Template. We have the label. We have the timer. We have the content. We have the panel. Update panel. That's it. The order. Let me check here. The order actually is 1000 interval. The time is very okay. Actually, I'm gonna take everything here. So I'm gonna delete this space. There is no space. Immediately after the update panel, progress ID 1. Update. Okay, let's say. Let's test. Actually, it is not a problem to put here a label or to put straightforward. Anything you put here in between this progress template, the start and the end of the start and the end of this progress template, everything will be displayed. It's not mandatory to be labeled. So I believe this is the issue. That was the space. Okay, our counter is working very fine. Progress. Loading. Process done, but did not show the loading. Did not show the loading message. Did not show the loading message. Again, I have to check again what's the issue. In my progress here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna replace this loading here with an image. I'm gonna replace this loading label here with an image, the loading image. That circle, that loading, that progress, whatever. I'm gonna download it from the Google. To do so, I refer to the Google, new tab, loading, let's say icon. Yes, for example, anyone. I'm gonna icon space GIF to make it get animated one. Images. Let's check. It's not. Yes, this is the one. Maybe we can use this one. So right click, open a new tab. Here it is. This is the one. Okay, maybe you can use this one. Or let's try this one. No, let's use this one. Let's use this one. Let's use this one with text. Okay. So save this image. Save image as. Yes. Okay. Loading. I'm going to change the name to loading. GIF. What I'm going to do, I'll come back to Visual Studio here. In here, I'm going to search the image, much more easier. Downloads. Loading, we said. Here's the one, copy. I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to create a folder for it. No need for a folder. I'm going to paste it straightforward. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So I'm going to insert, after this label, I'm going to insert an image. I may insert actually an image, but even though I'm going to just drag and drop. Yes, image src loading GIF. Great. So I'm going to save. And let's see now. Yes, here. Let's test now. Counter is working. Yes. Loading. No, it did not show. It did not show. There is an issue still. Process done. Yes. Okay. Still one last trial. Okay. Actually, I give you the script to do until I get the difference that I have to, or what is the shortness, or what is the issue I'm facing, or what is the thing I'm missing. So to make it short for you, I'm gonna give you this record, and I'll keep trying here in my side. So later on, I will give you the second part. So for now, I'm gonna stop the recording.